What was the key for you and your group to make that turnaround?
We talked in the locker room even before the game. There's moments you just got to be dogs. Like we talked about us being dogs the whole way through, and it was definitely not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Northern, excellent team. They kept punching, they kept fighting. But we always had a counterpunch. Like the entire game, we had a counterpunch. In that second half, they did an excellent job of getting the lead. I felt like every time I looked up, I felt like we closed the gap. They got it back up to 6. We closed the gap. They got it back up to 6. But really, Kenzie Bowers, I tell you what, like she just absolutely took over down the stretch. It wasn't a whole lot of coaching going on. It was trying to find some space for her to go be a player. She got her head down. She was a player. She made those plays. And it was her on the offensive end, so she's going to get a lot of the shine. But team defense down the stretch, we'll be holding to the fourth quarter, 15 again. Really after that first quarter where we gave up too many drives, we held them to 15, 13, 15. The defense stepped up in those last 3 quarters.
And you talked to me, especially before this game begun, about how to win the paint, keep Northern Michigan out and score it yourself. Alyssa Worth adding 12, including the outside game. Maya as well, 15 and 12. What was the big impact that you guys had on the inside, not only offensively, but the defensively, having that emphasis in the paint and keeping the Wildcats out and chasing them off the line? Felt like it was really the difference for you guys defensively.
Well, I feel like we did a pretty good job of staying in position, made their post touches not be so deep. Their post touches were a little bit further out, and not quite right at the rim, because they're strong kids. They can really score the ball. They're really good in there. So luckily, most of their catches were a little further away from the basket. And like you said, Elle Irwin had an excellent game on JC, because JC's a hell of a player. Like, she's probably an All-American, and she had 27 or 28 the other night, and how many did she have tonight? I'm looking at staring at this is bad TV, bad radio. All right, she had 4 points. All right, 4 points, and Elle made her life really, really tough. Elle just did an excellent job, and we just buckled down. Just buckled down, played the defensive game plan way better than we did in the first 2 games against them. Maybe this is a little better plan. That's a little bit on me coaching-wise. Third time's the charm, I guess, for me to get it right. But we did an excellent job of executing, excellent job of believing in it. And that group over there, they believed in each other. You could really see it as the game went on. The belief started to get up and up and up for us once our crowd started really getting in it. We know what it's like to play in front of big crowds in this building, and our crowd really got into it. I felt like that really gave us some motivation. That gave us some of that momentum to get some of those stops and rebounds, and Maya to get that offensive board. That's as high as I've seen her jump for an offensive rebound in a long time, and she set her mind to go get it. She went and got it, stuck it in, and that was obviously one of the biggest plays of the night was that offensive board stick back.
Looking to this point a year ago, Wildcats bested you this exact same scenario in the bracket, the semifinal on this very floor. Mm-hmm. You have players, very experienced players that have been there with Kenzie, right? A lot of this group played in that game. Even the players that didn't play in that game knew how important it was, seeing Grace Lyons and her impact. Alyssa had a career game, it felt like, for her moving forward. What was it, especially with the mentality that you saw in that second half, third and fourth quarter turnaround for this group, knowing and believing the whole way?
Well, those 2 freshmen didn't play like freshmen. They've grown up throughout the year. They got 30 games under their belt, and there's been sometimes they haven't gotten as many minutes. But today when they were out there, they didn't look scared. They looked like they were ready for that challenge, and a lot of that is their teammates' belief in them. Our teammates believe in our freshmen as well, when they're getting those opportunities. So when Alyssa's open for that shot, she's going to take it. That's something that we know that she's going to develop into one heck of a Bulldog, over the course of her career. But right now, to step up and have these moments and just have the trust in your teammates, because the teammates got it done last year. Now this is a not completely different team, but, it's a new, every team it takes on a life of its own. So they did just a really good job of just having the confidence to make the play when the play was available. And I just couldn't be more proud of them, because basketball games are won by players making plays. We can have all the strategy in the world, but it's like the players got to make those plays down the stretch, and hopefully we put them in pretty good position to make those plays, and today our kids did.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times. You get the third time's a charm against Northern Michigan, and now you have the right to do it and try against Grand Valley tomorrow. What does that mean for your group to get back to the championship stage and get a third crack at a talented Laker team?
Like I said, we've played the Lakers, twice for championships, and we've won both. So we got some good mojo going as far as those, but they were different teams, different Laker teams, different Bulldog teams. We got to enjoy this, come out with a ton of energy tomorrow, which we will. It's Ferris against Grand Valley. We're going to come out with a ton of energy, but we're going to have to play really smart basketball. We're going to have to be really disciplined on the offensive end, taking care of the ball, moving it, getting some quality shots. It's a team that we can play with. We just haven't put together 40 minutes. It takes 40 minutes against that team. We've put together a couple good quarters of the game at our place, a couple good quarters in the game here, but we were down like 30 at halftime. So putting together 2 good quarters after you're down 30 doesn't really mean a whole lot. But hopefully I can trick our girls into having a little bit of mental, we did it against them once, but, it's going to be a little different when it's 0-0 to get started. But if we get off to a good start, if we get really getting that momentum going, if we can make Grand Valley play tight a little bit, we're definitely the underdog. We know we're the underdog, but if we can get them to play a little bit nervous and we can kind of play freewheeling like the underdog that we are, that anything can happen. Anything can happen in these games, and I'm looking forward to playing it.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and we'll see you here tomorrow against the Lakers.
All right, thank you so much.